Thomas, we're a couple of days past the end of the season now. When you look back on 2018-19 as a whole, what's your overall opinion?
A bit of a crazy season. I think we've been speaking about that for a few times, but very good start to the season. Some very attacking, forward-going football. We did that very well. We had a wobble, a longer wobble in the middle of it after 12 games, and I think it was more or less 15, 16 games in a row where we didn't get enough points. Decent performance, but didn't get enough points. And then I think after we the big change was the system 3-4-3 when we did that, and we worked with a lot of other stuff during that period and before that. From that moment, before the Bolton game in the end of December to the end of season, I think we performed very consistent and we got a lot of points, and I think the point average in that spell has been really promising.
In terms of that wobble, you must have looked at that numerous times during and then after. Have you now narrowed down exactly what went wrong?
I think there's a combination of many things. I think some of them were injured players in some key positions and some key players, 3, 4, 5 players in key positions. I think the balance of the squad in some of these situations was also that some of the key players was the more experienced players that were out of the team, and in a wobble when you're struggling to perform, you need some players with even more character, even more experience to survive or get through these spells that will come for every team in every division through a season to get through them better and get more points on a bad day. I think we also worked very hard on the defensive mindset to defend even better, because we found out, yes, we are very good at going forward. We need to do that better. That was just more obvious when we were more fragile. I don't think we can underestimate the fact that the tragically loss of Robert Rowan for all of us was affected. So there were so many things who just was affected in that spell. And then you can say even that I knew the club, taking over after Dean, it was still Kev who knew the club and still moving up, Brian coming in. So a lot of small changes that affected the whole.
Did you ever at any point question yourself in terms of you come in, you're taking over as head coach, the results hadn't been what they were both before and then straight after. Did you ever have any periods of personal doubt?
Not personal doubt that I could handle the job or get through it, but of course you get affected of not winning enough because I'm so ambitious. I'm blaming myself every time if we don't win. Is anything to do better? How can we prepare the team even better? So in that spell, I was pretty sure that the way we worked as a club, as a coaching staff, as a staff here at Jersey Road, that we knew what we wanted to change or tweak a bit, and we worked very hard on that. And I believe if you know what you want and you work on it and you go forward, eventually it will turn around, because we knew that we have good players and we have a good team. And in the bad moments you just need to stick to what you believe in and then tweak it a bit.
You spoke about the system change to the 3-4-3. That's quite different from anything Brentford have done over the past, going back probably 5 or 6 years. Is that here to stay?
I think it could be, yeah. I like to have 2 systems to flip around or to change around between. And I love the 4-3-3, but I also like the 3-4-3. They have different advantages. But the success I think we had with the 3-4-3 could help us going even more forward. But let's see. I know in pre-season I will train both systems.
Have you got any particular personal highlights of the past season?
Yeah, there was a few. I would say some of the amazing football we played at Griffin Park, that we showed that it's a fortress again. I'm proud to have achieved that with the staff and the fans, that the home record, I think, is one of the best in many, many years. So that's one thing. And some of the highlights at home was definitely for me, I've spoken about before, the Stoke game, because I think it was a complete game, offensive, defensively. It created massive chances, dominated, controlled the whole game, gave 2 shots away, one in the top corner, the second one was blocked. That's what it's all about. If we can play perfect games like that, that's what we're aiming for every single week. It's not possible, but that's what we're aiming for. Of course, the Blackburn win for 5-2 and the Hull win 5-1 was some other big moments. And then I need to mention the Middlesbrough away, a big away win. We need to get more of those big away wins next season.
Obviously, there'll be low lights both on and off the pitch, and you've already mentioned about Robert, which presumably was the big low light for everybody. On the pitch, you've spoken about Sheffield United before that home defeat. Was that the big low light, or were there some others other key moments?
No, I would say on the pitch was definitely Sheffield United, because I think in a way it was a low, but also where we were so low, okay, you can only go up. So no, we didn't win the following games, all of them, but that was I would say the major trigger or the turnaround after that. I remember we had a big meeting, 35 minutes in the analyst suite, talking about defensive mindset, recovery run, block shot, track back, all that we didn't do well enough, and that we need to make a bigger change to the daily environment. And from that day, we were aware and we worked on it. From that day, we stepped it up a level. And I think we continued that for the rest of the season, with of course ups and downs. You can't just only stay up there, but after that we worked on it, and that's another thing I'm satisfied with, that we went through this bad spell to a spell with 10 games unbeaten. That shows it's not a coincidence. That shows that we work very, very structured and hard on it every single day.
Brentford finished the season in 11th in the Championship. Do you think that was about right?
Yeah. Yeah, in a way actually. I think if you go through expected goals and all that, table of justice and all that, I think we could have achieved even more and finished higher. But in terms of what we went through throughout the season in all aspects, and also what we know we need to improve, I think it's fair. And I think the learning curve has been massive, and that's what we need to use for next year.
B team, you've given I think 5 or 6 debuts this season to B team players. What's your assessment of the crop coming through?
I would say in general, I think it's a top strategy from the club, that we have this B team developing younger players that can step into the first team, and it's so promising. This year in the whole year gave 7 B team players, or players coming from the B team's debut, and that's a massive joy, and I think it's a big part of who we are and who we want to be, and I have big expectations for all of them.
There's obviously going to be changes there in the close season. Lars Friis is leaving. There'll be a new B team head coach and a new individual development coach coming in. So 2 questions on that really. First of all, just your thoughts on Lars. You presumably have known him for a little while and worked with him. What will 2 new members of coaching staff do to the group and the club?
First, Lars, I think, and I want to thank him for a massive job he's done here. He's been here 1.5 years, but have big impact, having various roles from a individual developing coach to assisting around the first team, to be head coach of the B team, and all 3 jobs just worked with one purpose, one aim is to improve the club, to help the club, and I think you have a major impact on that. So thank you very much from that. I'm going to miss him. I've known him for a long time, but that's how it is, and we wish him all the best. I think there's always a balance between knowing people have a good relationship with all staff and we develop together, and then that you need sometimes new freshness, new faces that come with new ideas, different cultures, different way of seeing football. So I'm looking forward to that, and that will push us even more and let us go forward again.
For those who don't know, your first team coaching staff office has 5 of you in there. There's yourself, Brian, and Kevin, who I'm sure everyone knows, as well as Iñaki, the goalkeeper coach, and Nicholas, who does our set pieces. How are your relationships in that office?
Yeah, I think it's a very good question. That we have the 5 of us. Also need to remember the same like with the football team. The more we work or play together, the better the relations will be. Obviously I have been knowing Brian for a long time, but I haven't been coaching with him in 15 years. So that daily routine, Kevin's coming in, Iñaki coming this summer, Nicholas, him and I have been working for a little bit, almost 3 years now. So we're only 2 of us who worked for 3 years, consistently. And I stepped up to a new role. So all 5 of us, we will only get closer, understand each other even better, and all the small details we're working around, we will be more aligned. So I'm really looking forward to have a good pre-season together, all of us.
We've had 5 players, Thomas, who are going to be leaving us this summer. I mean, you've already answered a lot of questions about Johan Barbet and Josh McEachran and Lewis McLeod, and Jack Bond's been out on loan at Bristol Rovers. We've allowed him to go, and Moses Solobajo, we haven't taken up the option on his contract. So give just a word from you about those guys who won't be with us next season.
Yeah, first and foremost, I want to thank them for hard work, for many years for a lot of them. Some of them less years being here at the club, but all 5 have done massively from the club, and I think it's important that we praise them for that, and we wish them all the best. Jack have been here almost 6 years around the club. I just spoke to him this morning. He's looking forward to go out, to play even more regularly football. He did that this year with Bristol Rovers. So I'm just wishing him all the best rest of his career. Josh and Lewis and Johan have been here for 4 years, all of them. We've been so pleased and so happy for the work they put in. And some of them played more than others for various reasons, but they only had one aim to help the club. Mo here the last year, done very well in terms of coming back from a long injury after 2 years. Now he's fit, ready. 27 start, including cup games, is massive. Helped the club. So all 5 of them, just want to thank them and wish them all the best.
Were those tough decisions?
It always tough decisions, but it's a combination of us and them taking a good decision which will benefit them and the club. So sometimes it just turns out to not be the right decision for them to stay. So that's how it is. It's football. Some stay, some move on.
The squad towards the end of the season, the first team squad towards the end of the season, was relatively small in numbers, partly for strategic reasons. We've chosen not to take too many players on. But with those players leaving as well, there's going to be lots of gaps in the squad to fill. Is that exciting or is that worrying?
No, I always think it's a little bit exciting. Again, with the staff members coming in, the B team head coach and the new individual developing coach, that extra freshness that's going to change the dynamic a little bit in the group. I think every squad needs that once in a while. Of course, I want to keep as many, but now there's natural gaps where we need to fill in new players, and that will help the new dynamics in the team.
You've been in football long enough to know the summer transfer rumour mill. Is it beyond expectation to keep everybody else? Yeah,
I think besides top 6 in England, maybe Barcelona, Real Madrid, Bayern, PSG, everybody else is selling clubs. In a way, a lot of clubs, including us, want to keep our best players. That is the main aim, to keep our best players, to keep all of them and build from there. But if somebody is leaving for whatever reason, and I know it's only if Matthew gets the right price, we get the right price, then there's one aim, that is to get a new player in who's minimum at the same level, so we can progress and keep going up.
I would never ask you for names, and you wouldn't tell me anyway. But work presumably for this transfer window has already been done. Well, fans love when a player puts pen to paper. Do you think we might see anything soon?
Hopefully, I can put all the pressure on Phil and Rasmus on this one. And now we know they are working very, very hard with all of us together to find the right players. There's done a lot of work the last 4 months preparing this transfer window coming up. So We will see what happened the next couple of weeks, but we know we have some places we need to fill, and hopefully people are coming in sooner rather than later.
And has the squad been built on what you mentioned a little while ago in terms of you want to have two systems? So you've got the 4-3-3 and you've got the 3-4-3. Are you working with Phil, Rasmus, Matthew, everyone involved? Are you working on that basis that you want to have the players to be able to switch between the two?
Yeah, exactly. But that demands, for example, centre backs could be, sometimes you can have enough with 4 if you play 4-3-3. But if you play with 3, you need maybe at least 5 centre backs. So that's a small change. But then the different types of players we have in the midfield, or some of the 10s can play various positions. So we are very aware of making sure we have enough of the right types to fill in the right positions in terms of that. So it's quite a puzzle.
What do you think you need to do to bridge the gap between 11th and the top 6 next season?
Continue working with what we are good at. Continue improving our philosophy, style of play every single day out there on the training pitch. Continue to develop this fantastic culture we have among the boys in this dressing room. That's the small details we need to improve every single day. But I would say one thing that we need to do even better is that we need to concede less goals. Very, very, very simple. But there's a lot of details underneath that. Because if we want to go up, we score a lot of goals. That's not the issue. We need to concede less.
Away record?
If we do that, away record will be better. Of course, for me, yes, I know it's been a problem this season, but I don't think it has anything to do with we are playing away. It's other areas in the team we need to be better to manage to stay in the game if you concede a goal. How can we get through the bad spells that there are in every game? And yes, when you play away, there can maybe be longer spells or more pressure from the opposition fans. But that's aspects I think we show this year. I think we played some very good away games where we could have got more out of it. Millwall away, Birmingham away, Bristol City away. Bristol City away. Many games where we could have got more than we did. Leeds away, we are this close to win. So for me, it's marginal. That will do the difference, but we're aware of it and we want to improve it next year.
What we also have going on around the club next season is the final year at Griffin Park and then the move to a new stadium. How important is it going to be for everyone here at Jersey Road to try and not worry too much about that? There'll be celebrations, there'll be all sorts of things going on, but you've still got 46 league games to play. Yeah,
and we're looking forward to that. In a way, we will miss Griffin Park. Of course, it's one of the oldest stadium in England, and I would say an iconic one. And we need to get the best out of it. I'm looking forward to do everything we can every single day to make the last season at Griffin Park magical. And we can only do that if we do it together, us, players, fans, everybody, and make it unbelievable season.
And finally, what does the summer hold for you? Do you get any days off?
A few, I think. Now I need to. Of course, spend time with my family, recharge the batteries, make sure the brain are fresh to think again when we're starting up. So, yeah, I'm looking to get away a couple of weeks with the family and a week on my own in Denmark, visiting family and friends. And then I'm looking forward to start up here again with everybody at Jersey Road and do everything we can to make an even better season than this season.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
I say thank you.